I still remember the night I found out. The way everything felt like it was suspended in some sick, slow-motion nightmare. I had come home from work later than usual. The kind of late that makes your body ache from sitting in traffic and your mind numb from pointless meetings. Our apartment was quiet, which should have been normal. He worked nights sometimes. But that night, it was different. Too quiet. Like the silence was holding its breath, waiting for me to notice it. I set my bag down in the hallway, trying to tell myself I was overreacting, that I was just tired, that maybe he was asleep in the bedroom. But my gut told me otherwise. Something was off. The air smelled faintly of cologne. Not his. Something sweeter, sharper. I followed the scent like some idiot detective and found him on the couch. He wasn't alone. Not physically, but I could tell from the way his body stiffened when he heard me. I froze at the doorway, stomach twisting, throat tight. He had his phone out, scrolling, a stupid grin that wasn't meant for me on his face. My first instinct was to ask, to demand, but the words died in my chest. I didn't want to ruin my voice with screaming. I wanted to keep my composure, see how this played out. "Who is she?" I finally managed, voice low, trembling in a way I hated. He looked at me, and I swear I could see the calculation in his eyes. Not guilt, not fear, but pure strategy. Like he'd been rehearsing this in his head. "It's not like that," he said, almost too quickly. "Not like what?" I pressed, stepping closer, heart hammering so hard I could feel it in my ears. "You don't think me walking in on this is, I don't know, like cheating?" He sighed, leaned back, rubbing his face. "Look, I didn't mean for it to happen." And that's when the panic hit. That stupid, naive hope that maybe there was a way this could be explained away, like I wasn't walking into the middle of the betrayal I'd always feared. "Didn't mean for it to happen?" I repeated, voice cracking. "You literally, what exactly? Were you planning on telling me at some point? Or just keep lying until I figured it out myself?" He tried to reach for me, and I recoiled, not because I didn't want him to touch me, but because I felt like touching him would make all of this real. Look, he said, "I've been seeing her for a few months. I didn't want to hurt you." A few months. I heard it like it was in slow motion. A few months. Every laugh, every dinner, every lazy Sunday we spent together now replayed in my head, coated with this new, bitter layer of reality. He'd been living a double life right under my nose, pretending we were just fine while sneaking around with someone else. "Months?" I spat, voice rising. "Do you know what that means? Months?" He didn't answer at first, just stared at me, like maybe he thought I'd calm down, like maybe I'd let him off easy if he looked sad enough. "I didn't know how to stop it," he finally said, almost whispering. "I didn't want to hurt you, but I couldn't. I don't know. I got caught up." I wanted to throw something. I wanted to break everything in the apartment, scream until my voice disappeared. Instead, I sank down on the floor, shaking. "Caught up? You were cheating on me, and you think caught up is the excuse?" He crouched down in front of me then, face desperate, hands hovering like he wasn't sure I'd let him touch me. "I never stopped caring about you," he said, voice almost cracking. "I mean it. I still love you. He trailed off, like even he didn't know what he was saying. "Just what?" I demanded, tears spilling over. "You're telling me that you loved me enough to live with me, sleep in our bed, plan a future with me, but not enough to be faithful? Not enough to even tell me when you were falling for someone else?" He didn't answer. He just looked down at the floor, and in that silence, I felt my heart split in two. I wanted to hate him, to curse him, to make him feel the same hollow emptiness I felt, but a part of me still clung to the man I thought I knew, the man I loved. "You know what the worst part is?" I whispered, voice trembling so violently I thought I'd choke. "It's not just that you cheated. It's that I could have stopped you. I would have fixed whatever was wrong. And you didn't even let me try." He reached for my hand, and I flinched again. "I know," he said, finally looking at me. "I messed messed up. I know that now, and I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I just felt alive with her, and God, I hate myself. I laughed bitterly, the sound more like sobs wrapped in fury. Alive? You call cheating alive? You call destroying us alive? He winced, like my words hurt more than the sight of me crying. Yes, I know it was wrong. I know I destroyed something beautiful, but I can't undo it. I can only what? I cut in, voice rising again. Only make excuses? Only apologize like it's going to fix anything? It's not going to fix anything. You destroyed trust, you destroyed us, you destroyed me. We sat there for what felt like hours, neither of us moving, the apartment heavy with silence, the kind of silence that screams louder than anything else. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. I wanted to stay and beg him to tell me everything, every lie, every secret, every stolen moment. But I couldn't. I felt hollowed out, like someone had taken the me that believed in us and thrown her in a box somewhere. Finally, I stood up, voice barely a whisper. You need to leave, I said. He looked up at me, eyes pleading, and I swear my heart twisted one last time. I can't do this anymore. Not tonight, not ever, not with her in the picture, not with this between us. He nodded, finally understanding the gravity of what he'd done. He grabbed his jacket, his keys, and as he walked out, I heard him mutter, almost to himself, I never wanted it to end like this. I slammed the door behind him, and for a moment, the apartment felt like it was breathing again, like it had been holding its own pain and finally let it out. But the relief didn't come. It never came. Instead, there was only the echo of him, the echo of what we used to be, the echo of betrayal that would never leave me. I fell onto the couch, crying, shaking, feeling every ounce of anger and sadness and confusion I could muster. I thought about all the times I had trusted him blindly, all the moments I had let my guard down, all the nights I had whispered, I love you, while he whispered it back. And now it felt like I had been living in a lie I had chosen to believe in, because I loved him too much to see it otherwise. Hours later, I was still sitting there when my phone buzzed. A text. From him. I know I don't deserve anything. I'm sorry. Please forgive me one day. I didn't respond. I couldn't. And deep down, I knew I never would. Forgiveness felt impossible, like it had been burned out of me along with trust. And yet, even as I stared at that text, heart pounding, I felt this insane, sick part of me, the part that still loved him, wished that maybe somehow he could explain why. Why he had done it, why he had lied for so long. I can't tell anyone about this. Not really. My friends don't know the half of it. My family, they'd hate him, and maybe they'd hate me too for letting it happen. But this is my burden to carry, my story to tell. My life suddenly split into before him and after him. And the worst, most horrifying part.
I know I'll never look at a smile, a touch, a promise the same way again. Every laugh I hear from a couple on the street, every cute couple at the coffee shop, every I love you whispered across a bed, it all feels like a threat now, a reminder of how fragile trust really is, how easily it can be shattered, and how impossible it is to rebuild when someone has chosen someone else over you. I keep replaying that night in my head, every word, every expression, every tiny detail of the way he confessed. And I think about the shock, the disbelief, the heart-crushing realization that the person you thought would never hurt you could hurt you in the most intimate, personal way imaginable. And I hate him, yes. I hate him with a fire that makes me want to scream. But even as I hate him, a small, ugly, undeniable part of me remembers why I loved him, why I let him in, why I thought we were untouchable. And that memory, that love, is what makes the betrayal cut even deeper. I don't know if I'll ever be able to trust again. I don't know if I'll ever let myself be vulnerable without thinking about the possibility of betrayal. I don't know if I'll ever forgive him or myself for believing in something that wasn't real. All I know is that some nights, when the city outside is quiet and the apartment is too, I still hear him, still see him, still feel the weight of what happened like it's sitting right on my chest, pressing down, reminding me that love isn't enough, not when honesty and loyalty are missing. And maybe that's the cruelest part. I loved him with everything I had, and he loved me too, at least in the way he wanted to, but not enough to stop himself from making the choice that would change everything. I confronted him. I got the truth. And that truth, it wasn't just shocking. It was life-altering, soul-crushing, and something I'm still trying to navigate every single day.